Welcome back. All right. So the jacket I'm wearing, the NASA jacket, Yvonne smuggled this home. I say smuggled, not that she lied to anybody about it, but just that I didn't know she bought it. I bought the hat. I was like, well, I can get a NASA hat. So this is from like Space Mountain. You can get the NASA stuff. She got the jacket. So
Oh,
it's
see,
kind of
and
fun.
that's the one I smuggled home the last trip.
And
As a surprise for you.
The Disney Halloween jersey as well. So yeah, it's kind of a fun jacket, not too shabby, and yeah,
There's lots of pockets.
yeah, it does. Well, because when you're an
You gotta-
astronaut,
right?
you gotta have a lot of pockets. Cause,
right, right.
in space,
You know.
you don't want to just drop stuff. Who knows where it goes? There's no gravity. But anyways, we want to talk about our trip. I know this is delayed, but our schedules have been
It's taken us a while to catch back up.
schedules have been interesting. The hockey schedule has been interesting. I'm just so tired, but I thought I should do this now before we get into next week. And since it's hockey all day tomorrow, again, and a friend of mine's supposed to be coming over tomorrow, so
yay
hopefully I
for
have the
family
energy
day.
for that. Because I haven't seen my friend in a long time, and I don't want her to come by and then see me, sleeping. I want you to answer the door and be like, "Yeah, he passed out. He's done. He's on the floor. He's got a marker in his hand. The notes on the board are just fine, and then all of a sudden there's a scribble from where he passed out." Anyways, so when we went down to Disneyland, the Sunday night before we went down, we stayed it was the Ramada, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Not a fun experience. Not a lot of fun.
I think I've decided that all of the hotels around SeaTac there
crap.
are crap.
They're all terrible.
I think the Ramada might have been a step up from the one we stayed at. Was it last year?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was
Yeah.
a step up in that there's less of a chance of something bad happening. But
Yeah, it didn't feel as skeevy,
at
but
the same time,
it's not like we slept. It was
the
super
hotel
hot and
room was
loud.
really hot. It was really loud. That combination means I get no sleep.
Yeah, we did not sleep.
I had none. Like when we tried to go to bed at a decent hour and it didn't matter.
Nah,
We were not getting any sleep.
nah.
So that means Monday we were getting on a flight at 7:30. I had decided
Which meant we had to be at the airport by 5:30.
I'll try sleeping on the plane, which immediately I knew was not
No.
going to happen. It's not when you're going to California, you're looking at a 2 to 3 hour flight, and you're not in the air long enough that you can really relax and go to sleep. At least not for me. I know there's other people who do. I don't know how. But when it's climbing, yeah, my body's like, I'm not going to sleep. And when you're dropping, no. And especially when they do the big turn and you look out the window, you're like, that's the ground. But at any rate,
I saw Disneyland from the plane. That's
We
the
did.
first time ever. That
we did.
was
We
awesome.
came in from a different direction.
Yeah.
We could see Disneyland. So
That was fun.
we went and did a meetup on the Monday. I did not have a hockey stick. I did bring a hockey ball. The hockey stick that I used was actually given to me by a staff member for the Anaheim Ducks. It was Radko Gudis' stick. So if you've seen that meetup and you're like, that stick looks like it's probably too big for Shannon, you'd be right. It was much too big for me. And then I had the issue with, okay, I can't bring this home. I can't put it on the plane. So what am I going to do? So we had this one kid that came out and played. He was actually waiting to play soccer. And he was asking when we were going to be done with the court. So since he came out and played with us for a bit, and he had no idea who I was or my channel or anything, I gifted him the stick. And I said, this is an actual NHLer's hockey stick, Radko Gudis, because it has number and it had Butch on it too. So he seemed to be kind of blown away by that. And then I said the only thing I asked for in return was go ahead and hit the subscribe button, look up my channel. And then he saw how many subscribers I had, and he was really kind of blown away by it. So yeah, that got him really excited. So hopefully I converted a hockey fan while we were down there. That's kind of the point. I did tell the Ducks I did that as well. I did point out, I try to convert people to hockey fans when we're out and about and doing meetups. It doesn't matter if you've never played street hockey before. It really doesn't. Most of the guys who were playing with us had very little, if any, experience playing
There were
street
a few
hockey.
that had definitely played.
It was fun. And there was part of me thinking, if I could get these guys on a plane and fly them up and have them meet the guys from Coquitlam, and we could just have a big game. That'd be great. But I know that's not practical economically or otherwise. So Monday was not a day we went into the park. We did not go into Disneyland. Monday night we slept. We slept. I think it was 9 hours. I think we slept 9 hours on Monday night, which was not enough. We were catching up on our sleep that whole week. But I was proud we kept up. We got our sleep, but we had to get our sleep Monday night because Tuesday we were in Disneyland and we did Sweethearts Night, which is a Valentine's promotion they have where they have special swag and special shirts and things for Sweethearts Night. Although the swag and the stuff they offered, I was honestly a little bit disappointed considering that Sweethearts Night is not cheap.
Yeah, it looks like they kind of downgraded from previous years. It looks like they did a bit more. I mean, they didn't do fireworks either.
No.
Which was disappointing, but it was still fun.
They did the projections, which, I mean, the projections are still fun.
It's different.
It definitely feels like there's like a state of flux going on with their productions, and okay, here's what we're gonna do. Well, we'll go do a throwback to that for now. This is a placeholder until we come up with something else. But Sweethearts Night, I would we recommend people do Sweethearts Night?
It depends on what you like. So for us, I don't think it was worth the amount of money that it is, like at all.
They close a lot of the rides. So you're not going to be going on Rise.
No, that's not true.
They close Rise.
They close Rise and
I don't think the Millennium Falcon was running either.
Because there wasn't anything in Star Wars Land, but most of the other rides weren't closed. The rides were still open, but that's not any different than the rest of the time. Really, the difference is there's the projections all over. So Small World, the castle, and Main Street. And then they have lots and lots and lots of photo ops. So either characters or these little mini set pieces that you just get in the set piece and they take your picture. And the photographs are all included in it. But you have to stand in those lines. And some of those lines were really,
20 minutes, half an hour.
Oh, most of them were 20 minutes. But there were some, like I wanted to do the Rapunzel one because I thought that looked really cool. But the staff guy told me that the line was 50 minutes. I'm not doing it. I mean, you're only there for so long. Why would you want to spend all your time in lines? That's our theory during the day at Disneyland anyways.
It was interesting. So, it felt like this time around, the lines for the characters were a lot longer than normal. At least it felt that way. Like there was a longer wait for the characters.
Character lines are always ridiculous.
But we were able to get Adelaide. The first time we were done with Adelaide, we were able to get her character photos.
But some of them was just
this time
crazy timing of when we got there. So like that time we saw the Lunar New Year Mickey and Minnie, it just happened to be that they did a character switch when we were like 6 people back. And then they switched to Mickey and Minnie. So then the line got long.
Right.
But so some of it was just timing. But there were a lot of lines. But Sweetheart lines were ridiculous. So we did absolutely none of the pictures. Yep. And then they do have some food that is only available during Sweetheart Night.
Which was a lot of food.
But you had to pre-order most of it early in the day. Otherwise, you have to stand in a really, really long line again. But it was just everything was super long lines.
Well, we got the waffle and that it just
that was
it was so much food.
But the other things weren't. The Valentine beignets, those were really good, and you got 2 beignets. That was perfect.
Yeah, they were alright.
I really liked the drink that I got. There were other things that weren't lots. I was really surprised how big that funnel cake was, but yeah. So anyways, so they do have all the pictures. They have the different food. There were a couple things that you could buy, like a shirt, a hoodie, magnet, ornament. That's about it.
I don't think we got very much. Didn't we just get like a t-shirt?
Yeah, I got a t-shirt and then we got the magnet.
Yeah, and then there was the stuff that was included.
Yeah.
So you got with your package, so your things that hang around your neck, the lanyard and all that.
And then they had the projections, and then it's different music. I didn't think it was different, better music, but
Well, because they had the
it
dance.
wasn't Disney music. What's up with that? Should have been Disney music. That would have
Maybe
been a
they
lot
get
more
tired
fun.
of it. Maybe it's like when I worked at.
It would have been a lot more fun because they don't always do like music,
No, I'm just saying,
like
like
actual
maybe
songs
like
in the park.
I
So that would have
know
been fun.
when I worked at Tradex, I got so sick of listening to '80s music, I didn't listen to it for ages after I left there. So
I'm sure, but it's Disneyland.
right, but people that work there are probably like, okay, let's listen to something else, because you'd hear that all the time.
But anyways, that's really all of the things that are different for Sweetheart Night. Now there's barely any kids like at all. There were a few people with kids there, which I was surprised because it goes till 1 a.m. And if you don't stay, is it worth the money? But barely any kids, which was kind of nice just for a little change.
But wasn't a lot of Fantasyland closed?
No, none of it was closed. It was
Pretty
all
sure
open.
a lot of it was.
No, it was all open.
So,
All of it.
but yeah, I wouldn't do Sweetheart Night again.
No, it's not our thing. But I would love to do the Boogie Bash.
So we did
That
the one
sounds
day, and then Wednesday was basically I just put up Day of Ducks. Because in the morning we did the character breakfast, which we did at Goofy's Kitchen.
Yeah.
That was ridiculously high priced.
It was. It was a bit surprising. That was surprising.
I was shocked at the price. I was like, okay, so we're never doing this again. That was a little bit. That was way more than we paid for the other one.
Yeah.
At the
The
California
Mickey and Minnie's.
Mickey and Minnie's.
Yeah.
And I think there were more characters in Mickey and Minnie's. They didn't come around as often, but I think there were more characters at the Mickey and Minnie's than there was at Goofy's.
I don't think so.
I think they rotated them a little bit more too. Because we've been to
No.
Mickey and Minnie's twice, haven't we?
It's the same ones, same characters. Just Goofy's not there.
But yeah, I wouldn't do
Minnie.
the Goofy
Donald.
one again.
Donald and Daisy, they weren't there, but they're at Goofy's.
So yeah, I wouldn't.
Or no, they weren't. They weren't there.
No, they weren't.
Or no, I think it's the same characters, but
Yeah.
Goofy's not at Mickey Minnie's.
So we did that, and then we went and the Ducks gave me the jersey with my name on it. I did the interview with Alexis, which was great. A lot of fun. Talked to them a lot before the interview and then after as well. We did a little tour of their offices. They've got nice offices, good staff working there. And it's one of those things that's interesting because the Ducks have been very, very warm and receptive every time I go down there.
Man, they're all really
It's
nice.
great.
Everybody we've met down there has been really nice.
We got tickets for all 5 of us to that game against San Jose. It was a fun game to watch. They won the game. It was fun to watch that. We went to overtime because, of course, it was a 7:30 start, so it had to go to overtime. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Frank Vetrano had the overtime winner because I was there, and they won because I was there. The Ducks are undefeated when I'm in attendance, so you guys need to get me down for some more games. The LA Kings, their PA announcer was there, and he said he could get a Zamboni ride for our daughter, which led to her bouncing off the walls for the rest of the night. So now we have to figure out a way to get to a Kings game because that promise has been made, which is fine. Which means I gotta go back into Los Angeles again. And yeah, I mean the game was a lot of fun.
Wild Wing.
Wild Wing was really
Our
good.
Our daughter loves hockey mascots.
She does.
That is her favorite. She loves hockey mascots. So we met Finn before. She was super excited because she brought her stuffed Finn to that game. So she's met Finn and now she's met Wild Wing. She was so excited. So now she likes the Ducks. She didn't before. She actually wanted to wear her Sharks jersey, but she likes the Ducks now.
And I got her a Wild Wing pennant. So she has a Wild Wing pennant, and I got her a Carlton one as well. That's the mascot for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So she has Maple Leafs and Ducks. They're mascots that she can hang up on her walls. So Ducks may have converted themselves a fan, and if she gets to ride in a Zamboni, she might be cheering for the Kings as well. Might want them to win a Stanley Cup if she gets to ride on the Zamboni. But yeah, Wednesday, that was really about it. It was just more of a quiet day as we got ready for 3 more park days, which started with Thursday. We were in California Adventure. That was the rainy day.
It was so rainy.
It was quite rainy. The Incredicoaster was going for all of that too. I was surprised they didn't shut that down.
Malachi went on it.
Yep, he did.
Went on it like twice. He said it was a really bad idea.
Yep. But it was going. The only thing they had shut down, of course, was Cars Ride the Racers. Yeah. Was shut down because of the rain. Outside of that, everything else was going. Even the Maters and all that.
No. Most of the cars ended up closing. Mater was the only one that was open.
Well, but to start the day, the only one that was down was Racers. They shut other ones down as the day went along, which really clears out the park. It was quite half empty or mostly empty for a lot of that day, till the sun came out and then people show up. Later on in the day, it picked up. But we went over to Disneyland at 11 o'clock. We had the park hopper. So yeah, and then Friday, we had a lot of issues with. They were doing a lot of renovating. And the rides were down as well. So on Friday, rides were out, and it just felt like it was one after another after another. You know when you're running Roller Coaster Tycoon, and then you're like, wait, that broke? All right, I'll assign somebody. Wait, that broke too? All right, I'll assign somebody. What's going on over here? Is that a rabbit?
Oh, no, it's Maple.
Shh, come on.
Look, her just like, what's going on?
Come on.
What's happening? What are we doing? Oh, goodness.
All right. So that scared everybody.
Yep. Bears down, Cinnabon's running.
All right.
Just like dee 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 dee.
Normally that'd cost me to do another take, but hey. So anyways, yeah, so the rides were all like going down one after another after another.
The big rides.
Yeah, it was the big ones.
Big rides were closing.
Yeah. So like I think the only one that stayed open that's a big ride is Matterhorn. I don't think
closed.
the Matterhorn was
that closed for a little bit.
Because Rise was down. Rise, don't go to Rise first thing in the morning. Like people run to Rise first thing in the morning. It's more often than not it feels like it's down first thing in the morning.
Or it takes it a while to open.
So if you go to Rise, you're then going to end up putting yourself in a position where if you want to do like Peter Pan, if you want to do some of the Fantasyland, well, now you're going to have more of a line. You're better off to do Peter Pan first. That one's not going to be down in all likelihood. Get Toad's Wild Ride out of the way so you can say you've been to hell. And, do some of the fun rides.
If it's cold, it's nice and warm in there.
And Space Mountain's pretty good first thing in the day, too. Usually the wait isn't as bad.
Yeah.
And it's usually not down.
That's the time to go on it.
So, I wouldn't recommend going to Rise. I think people waste their time running to Rise. It's usually down. And very often with California Adventure, we noticed Racers was down a lot first thing in the morning.
The cast member said something like that to us, that it isn't uncommon for it to not be up right away.
Yep.
And with it being rainy, likely not. So she was telling people, don't.
As we've mentioned before, if you really want to go to Rise for that experience, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway has very similar mechanics. Yeah. It is a very similar ride. Yeah, it's for little kids, but it is very similar effects.
And it's not as...
And it's fun.
Huge.
It's fun. I think we went on it like 5 times.
We did go on it quite a few times.
I think we went on that ride maybe the most. The other one that might have been close
Star Tours.
Was... Well, Star Tours is ultimately the one I go on the most. But Smugglers, I went on a bunch too.
Oh, yeah. I know I went on Mickey and Minnie much more.
And we had an experience with Smugglers where the kids broke it. They broke it. I think what happened was that he pulled back. That I think it was Gabriel that was doing the up and down controls as the pilot, and I think he went too high. And I think because he was so high up, it just broke the whole sim. So the train crashed. Hondo took off. He just wasn't there anymore, and we were just floating. So I could fire on that train a million times. So like
the train was like that, and we were just like this floating, and we could still shoot at it.
And there was nothing. There was nothing you could do to change anything. And then a cast member comes in.
Eventually, they come in and they're like, "Oh, how long have you guys been here? Quite a while."
Yeah, it's been a while.
So how much of the ride did you do? Not much.
No.
Like,
No.
okay, well, come on here.
But we the second time through, that was the only time that both of the coaxiums that we got both of the coaxiums. I was on that ride a lot, and we only got the one, and I was starting to think this is stupid. I used to always get the second one. I used to have no problem hitting that train. I don't know. Maybe I'm a better pilot than I thought, or I had dealt with crappier pilots than I had before. But yeah, Smugglers. The only thing Smugglers to me suffers from is that even though I know Rise is always the same story, but it's just so involved, and you feel like you're in space. And Smugglers is a sim. It doesn't really have that same, like, you're immersed, but you're not, because you're in the cockpit. It's not as immersive. You don't have that I'm in space feeling. I think Smugglers would do itself a lot of good if they had more than one different kind of simulation you could do.
They could do that pretty easily, I would think. Because just the screen and how it moves, kind of like Star Tours.
Yeah, if you had it where you didn't know what you were going to have to do on any, so you could always be going for coaxium, but it could be on a different planet. It could be a different setup. Just things like it's just one of those things that I it's on my brain here and there when I think about the Star Wars rides. And I think they need more rides up there.
Yes.
There's just the two.
Yes.
One thing that I do find interesting with Disneyland is it is really not all rides. Like it is, I mean, the rides are, a lot of what the ride actually is, of course, is hidden. A lot of it's underground. It might be in those mountains they have. And they do hide it. I know Mickey and Minnie's is in a building that they hide behind it. But yeah, it is weird to be in a park like that and realize there's so much more they can do with it. They really need to redo Tomorrowland.
Yes.
There needs to be a full facelift done with Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Like even if it's called Tomorrowland, ironically, it's still it needs some kind of upkeep. It needs new rides. It needs new something.
It could stick with the retro Tomorrowland.
Like if where the best. Tomorrowland sign is, and I saw somebody say that was a people mover, you could totally bring that back. They could bring back the people movers. They could bring back stuff like that. I think people would enjoy that now. Maybe it wasn't popular 40 years ago and they took it apart, but I think it could work now. And then on Saturday, Disneyland was extremely crowded because people knew the rain was coming.
Yes.
I could not get into California Adventure. The internet wasn't working. So when it gets really, really overcrowded like that, your internet is terrible.
It was, yeah.
And I don't want to use Canadian data in the States because it's $14 a day for me. And then it'd be $14 for her, $14 for each kid per day. It gets a little pricey. So I didn't use any data while we were down there. Yvonne used it for the one day while we were down there. And yeah, and then just California Adventure was just a mess. And I was looking for the Year of the Dragon jerseys. All the adult sizes were gone. So that was fun. And I was looking for her and gave up. I was like, I can't find her in this. It's a wall of people. There were so many people. It's just, I kind of had to move with the flow of the crowd. The only way I could get out of it was to go around by Grizzly Falls there. That area was the only way to get out of the hordes of people. But since it was raining, they had a lot of that area kind of closed down too. And it was like, oh, okay. Not that you want to do a nature walk in that kind of weather anyways.
Oh, that was closed just while we were there. That wasn't just the rain.
It just felt like...
that's why we went the summer and
Saturday
I had
was
no
a mess.
idea it was there.
Saturday was a mess. It was a fun day towards the middle of it, and then we had some rain Saturday night, so that cleared out the park pretty quickly. The crowds just disappear, and I didn't see a bunch of people leaving. It's just they're just gone. So I assume they were like ghosts
they leave
or
after
apparitions.
The fireworks, like the fireworks end, and people were just
the rain really sped
out,
that up. The rain really sped that. I was concerned the rain was going to cause us not to have fireworks.
Yes, yeah, we weren't sure we'd be able to.
Yeah. And there were people waiting 3 hours before the fireworks.
Luckily, we got really good view of the fireworks on Friday night, so the kids weren't super worried. Adelaide and I were still able to see about half of the fireworks on Saturday, but there were so many people.
One difference between this trip and previous trips, we took less pictures. We took all the pictures, I think, our previous trips, especially when we went in August. So
we did a lot in
we
August.
did a lot in August. So this time with the kids, we didn't take nearly as many. We took some, but we didn't take anywhere near as many. Again, it came down to a lot of the time it was lines, and it was okay. There's nobody there. Let's go over and do that. And if there was a line, we just say, all right, well, I'm not going to bother with that right now.
We don't do lines.
Yeah, because I've seen people complain that their biggest problem with Disneyland is they have to wait for 35, 40, 45 minutes in lines. Don't do it.
No,
There's plenty to do. There's rides that won't have that kind of wait time. And wait times fluctuate. Get the really busy rides done first thing, like I said. Space Mountain, you get that done first thing. And if you're really concerned with Rise, there's times. Like we went on Rise the one time because we went by and looks like there's nobody there.
Such a short line.
So it said on our phones that it was a 65-minute or 50-minute wait.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not going to be 50 minutes.
We walked past it and we couldn't even see people.
Nope.
If
nobody was outside.
If the line is only in the building, then it's not too bad.
So
if it's outside, I'm not getting in that line.
You can't trust the wait times because, like for instance, there was the one time I had the card for the wait time for Star Tours, but the line that I was in was going faster than the other one. So since I was on the right hand side, and people on the right hand side were being let in faster than people on the left, I don't know why, but that meant when I handed my card in, well, that was my experience. But for somebody in the other line, it was probably at least 5 minutes slower. So wait times, it's nice to have the app. It's nice to have some idea, but look at the lines, look at it, and get some sense of that's probably wrong, and just go with your gut on it. It's worked for me with Rise. I think I did Rise twice this time.
I did it
on this trip.
Yes, I think you did it one time without me, right?
I think so. Yeah. And Rise is just, it's an amazing, it's a cinematic thing. You feel like you're in space that one moment there. And I always keep my fingers crossed that ride will not go down while I'm on it. That's one ride that I do not want to have to worry about people going, sorry, we have to shut it down. Because I don't want to see how it's worked. I don't want to see how it's done. What else? Oh, Galactic Grill. The food there, great. I didn't do McDonald's. Like the first couple times we went down there, I left the park a lot when I was hungry. This time I just stayed in the park. Yes, the park can be expensive, but you have to know the right places to go. If it's a restaurant where you have to have a reservation, it's going to be pricey. But in general, you can do the ordering on the app as well. And you can do the ordering for various times during the day. And they'll alert you when your food's ready or when it's time to go over and get your order. And you just click I'm here and you're all set to go. But yeah, the food's good. I think that, I mean, it's fast food, so it's not like it's going to be, bistro quality, but it's pretty good. And I would say Galactic Grill is my favorite to go to because I love the chicken strips. The cheeseburger I thought was pretty good too. And again, the price wasn't astronomical, even though it's called Galactic Grill. And even though I'm wearing a NASA jacket, it still wasn't astronomical. So I just kind of fell into that one and I went with it because I was like, no, astronomical works because, NASA, sure. But yeah, I don't know when we're going to go back. Apparently the NHL is going to have an All-Star break on 2026.
Okay.
Before the Olympic break. So I don't know. Hockey's gonna be down for like almost a month, I guess.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the schedule's like. Luckily, we'll know what the schedule is months ahead of time. So.
Well, yeah, the schedule comes out in June now, like June or July.
Yeah, so we'll have a lot of warning.
So
for us to.
Because I'm not expecting an All-Star break next year, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to go next year. And if we can't go at that time of year, late September's right there as a possibility. I'm kind of hemming and hawing on that one. But yeah, Disney's a lot of fun. I wish we had a Disneyland around here. Closest you get is Playland, which is only open for like a couple weeks. And it's ridiculously expensive now.
It is. Yeah,
Playland is insane.
I looked at it to take the kids this summer, and I told them, guys, really, I thought we'd do it this summer, but...
it's like hundreds of dollars.
It's cheaper for us to have a day at Disneyland. They were like, it is. It's cheaper to go to Disneyland. So.
It's insane.
Let's save our money. Yeah, I was surprised at how pricey it was this summer.
I mean, we have Castle Fun Park.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like Disneyland.
Except for all the games are broken.
Like Disneyland, where the rides are down. And you don't have to have a half an hour wait for. You don't have to have a half an hour wait for a pool table. Well, because you assign a maintenance worker. Because I did that. I did the for
on the
roller coaster tycoon, and eventually I'd make it so that I just pick up a maintenance guy and put him right at the ride. Do you know what? You know what happened though was there was one time that I picked up a maintenance guy, dropped him at the ride, and he starts walking the other way while I'm yelling at the computer, "No, no, go fix it!" And then it was he's answering a call. Good. And then he just stands there and looks at him like, go fix the ride. Go. And that's probably what it is in certain other places, too. It's probably what it is. That the maintenance workers just, they don't have a great sense of direction. It's probably what it is.
There you go.
Didn't you ever have that? Did you ever pick up the maintenance people and just drop them?
Yeah. So otherwise you're going to take the long road around.
And they saunter. They saunter and look around. And it's like, no, you've got to get there. Do it. Then you get the mascot so people are happy. All the mascots. And when you go down to Disneyland and you look around, you're like, this really is Roller Coaster Tycoon. They really did just basically make Disneyland. And of course, if you're in Anaheim/LA, then you go, that's like GTA. That's like GTA. Oh, there's some GTA. Oh, there's some GTA up there. So yeah, I was always, in awe of this world that they created for GTA. I didn't realize they were just taking pictures. Just make it this. Okay. So, maybe it wasn't as creative as I thought. Still a fun game, though. But at any rate, is there anything else you wanted to talk about from our trip?
I don't think so.
Like the trip home and how relaxing and wonderful it was?
It's not, but...
How it was easy. Just hop, skip, and a jump and you're home. All done.
I always hate the trip home. The trip home is the worst part for me. Because I'm always really tired because we do early flights. Like we do the first flight to get home because we still have an at least 3-hour drive home, and then I need to drive Shannon's mom home, which is another hour. So, yeah, I hate the trip home. That's the worst part for me because it's just me driving and driving and driving. I hate driving.
So
yeah, here we are.
And then she wasn't mad at me. None of the animals were mad at us this time. She used to get mad at me when I went on a trip.
They made quite the mess of the house, though. That took me a whole day to just clean the house from being gone.
Fine.
That took me a long time to clean the house.
You being nice, kitty? See, but she's fine. She's happy. She's happy. She's been quite happy since I came back. She was a bit more clingy than usual for the first couple of days, but yeah, she seems to have relaxed a little bit again. Okay. All right. You're right against my face. But anyways, there you go. If you guys have any questions, you guys can leave them in the comment section below. Either myself or Yvonne will be happy to answer said questions. Remember, in the comment section here on the Hockey Channel, you never know when it's me or it's Yvonne. Might be her.
That's true. That's true. People don't. Sometimes I do make sure that it's actually on my profile when I comment. Because otherwise my profile is Shannon's profile. So
yep.
You have no idea.
Yeah, just to sort of like a, hey, you just never know. It's one or the other. Hi. How are you? So that's Bear. Of course, people know that's Bear. Kitty, no, I gotta put you down, sweetie. Because we're almost done. We're almost done, and then it's bedtime. Yes. All right, but I got to do tomorrow's preview too, but that's going live in the morning. It's neither here nor there, because it's all day hockey again tomorrow. So. Yeah. But yeah. So there you go. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Any comments, same thing. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you're visiting here from the main channel, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe because I put a lot of crap on this channel too. Not as much as on the Hockey Channel because that's not physically possible. But I do upload here regularly. So welcome and hope to see you again soon. And
she's not a clingy cat at all.
No, this is only the third time she's been picked up in this video. So there you go. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you again soon. And I might have this lady with me too, whatever her name is. Just she seems to do well with the cats, so I just let her stay. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.